no matter how you look at it. It's a crisis. And so it is time that we come together and fight for our rights, speak out against the injustice, and say that there's absolutely no way in the 21st century that we should have one Englishman ruling a country of 40,000 persons. There's no way that you should have one Englishman or even one man who is the parliament, who is the executive, who appoints the judges, who appoints the prosecutors. It is wrong. It would be wrong in Burma, and it's wrong in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Are you gonna fight? You've called for the people to fight. Are you gonna fight?
I'm fighting. I'm here fighting. I'm here spreading the message. I'm a fighter by nature, and I intend to lead the fight in relation to fighting for the human rights of our people. So,
will Michael Missick rise from the ashes like the phoenix, like Napoleon, and take that country back from the oppressors?
Well, I think that you haven't seen the last of Michael Missick. Stay tuned.
You haven't seen the last.
Don't touch that dial.
You haven't seen the last.
Wow.
Don't. When you're counting people out, don't count me out.
You realize you cannot rule from jail.
Well, Nelson Mandela was in jail for 30 years. There are so many examples of civil rights leaders in Africa and other colonies that were jailed by Britain. So they have a history of not, if they can't attack the message, they attack the messenger.
Wow.
But ultimately, whether it was in Zimbabwe, which was Rhodesia, whether it was in South Africa, whether it was in Mozambique, whether it was in the Bahamas, with your own history of minority rule. Ultimately, freedom-loving people will be free. You cannot keep people down forever. And I believe that day by day, every day that the British is occupying our country, our territory, people will yearn for that freedom. They will yearn, and island people and our people are by our nature
passive.
But when we've had enough, we've had enough.
What about your friends? You have a lot of political friends. You have a lot of people that you've helped out. Where are these people now?
I'm with you. No, I mean,
where are the rest of them?
No, I mean, in times like this is when you know your true friends as a person and as a country. There's been overwhelming a lot of people who have called to lend their support. There's a lot of people who've called and say, well, you know, we're behind you, but you know, sometimes when you look behind, we're behind.
Have you maintained your relationship with Jamaica?
I mean, Turks and Caicos, or
Turks and Caicos.
No, we have a like we have with all of the other through CARICOM friendly relations, but we have. I mean, if we have a special relationship, it's with the Bahamas.
Okay, so the Bahamas would be considered your friend.
The Bahamas is our closest allies.
And what are we doing for you?
Yeah, the leaders. Yeah, what are we doing?
Well, you know, it's still early days. Prior to me leaving office, I informed the Prime Minister of the situation in the Bahamas, and as well as the leader of the opposition. And you know, CARICOM has condemned the actions of the United Kingdom, and neither the Prime Minister or the leader or the opposition, both parties, I believe, do not agree with the actions. I believe that.
So the Pitbull, Hubert Alexander Ingram, does not agree with that.
I look forward to. To having, you know, greater support from the Bahamas. I believe that the Bahamas has to. The Bahamas is our closest ally in France, and there's more Turks and Caicos Islanders who live in the Bahamas that live
in Turks and Caicos.
So not only does the politicians, but also the people, Turks and Caicos, TI Bahamians, as we call them, have to rally and encourage their families at home to rally. and I believe that to expose the injustice that has been done, I believe that it is important for the Bahamas to take the lead in the region. In doing so, because they are our closest ally and friends.
We're now entering a very challenging period in our history, economically and socially. As your humble servant, let me be the one to admit that in our quest for rapid growth, mistakes have been made. Mistakes have been made. Mistakes have been made.
I want you to share with the Bahamian people who watching, because you know we didn't have the hardest show, Lincoln. The most rated show on cable TV, you know it like 3 times as much now.
Number one.
We got the man on the show today. Tell us how you met, or what happened the first time when you met your beautiful wife. We want to know that.
I think for the betterment of the country with everything that he's going through, I think it's best to kind of step down and take a step back. Step down and take a step back.
Take a step back.
You still think she beautiful?
Today's show was brought to you by Bahamas Issues Gone Wild. Uncensored conversation, real talk. Win your free $20, $50, and $100 phone card when you sign up and see your picture on our site.
Nitro Films Incorporation. Breaking sound barriers faster than the eyes can see. Quick Kicks. Love yourself. And the Tattoo King, the home of the world's famous Anna Nicole tattoos.
I believe that it is important for the Bahamas to take the lead in the region. In doing so, because they are our closest ally and friends. And I have every confidence that will happen. I'm hopeful that will happen.
And I want to applaud Fred Mitchell for giving you a lot of support.
Yes, I mean, as I said, Fred did send out a press release condemning the actions of the British, and it's admirable that he's done so. We certainly wish that others will follow. And but it's a long road to freedom. And so this is just the beginning of our struggle to regain our democracy. But this time we need to regain it in a way that it can never be taken back. So the only way we can do it is to be in the position that the Bahamas is in by achieving our complete independence. And I believe also that there's strength in numbers. I believe that a dialogue should happen in the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos about a federation between the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos. We're one people. There's so much things that we have in common. There's so much things that we can cooperate on. We can save a lot of money if we pool our efforts. And so I think the time is right. Out of this crisis, I think comes an opportunity. Before the Constitution is restored, certainly one of the things that I will be pushing for, and I think should happen, is that there should be a referendum as to what the people of the Turks and Caicos want. Do they want to remain British? Do they want to go independence? And I believe the third way is a federation with the Bahamas should also be put on that referendum.
Okay.
Well, we just about out of time, right? But before we wrap it up, right? How long do you think this process will take before your name will be cleared?
Well, I'm in it for the long haul because the British claim that their occupation will be for a maximum period of 2 years.
But do you go on trial? I mean,
well,
how long before you go?
I don't know. I mean, as of today, I haven't been charged with anything.
Okay.
They're completely in control, and so. But ultimately, God is in control. God is in control.
Did you make mistakes? If you had to do it all over again, would you do it differently?
Mistakes have been made.
Let's talk directly to the Turks and Caicos people, the Bahamian people.
Unquestionably, anyone that has been in office will say mistakes has been made. But when you look at the good that we've done for the Turks and Caicos far outweigh any mistakes that have been made. Of course, in retrospect, there's some things you might do differently.